Castes in India, their mechanism, genesis and development. Anthropology seminar at Dr. A. Goldenweiser at the Columbia University, New York, USA on 9th May 1916. Source Indian Antiquary, May 1917, volume XLI. Many of us, I dare say, have witnessed local, national, or international expositions of material objects that make up the sum total of human civilization, but few can entertain the idea of there being such a thing, such as an exposition of human institutions. Exhibition of human institutions is a strange idea. Some might call it the wildest of ideas. But as students of ethnology, I hope you will not be hard on this innovation, for it is not so, and to you at least it should not be strange. You all have visited, I believe, some historic place like the ruins of Pompeii and listened with curiosity to the history of the remains as it flows from the glib tongue of the guide. In my opinion, a student of ethnology, in a one sense at least, is much like the guide. Like this prototype, he holds up, perhaps with more seriousness and desire of self-instruction, the social institutions to view with all the objectiveness humanly possible and inquires into their origin and function. Most of our fellow students in this seminar, which concerns itself with primitive versus modern society, have ably acquitted themselves along these lines by giving lucid expositions of the various institutions, modern or primitive, in which they are interested. It is my turn now this evening to entertain you as best as I can with a paper on castes in India, their mechanism, genesis and development. I need hardly remind you of the complexity of the subject. I intend to handle subtler minds and abler pains that mine have been brought to the task of unraveling the mysteries of caste, but unfortunately it still remains in the domain of the unexplained, not to say of the ununderstood. I am quite alive to the complex intricacies of the hoary institution like caste, but I am not so pessimistic as to relegate it to the region of the unknowable, for I believe it can be known. The caste problem is a vast one, but both theoretically and practically. Practically, it is an institution that portends tremendous consequences. It is a local problem, but one capable of much wider mischief. For as long as caste in India does exist, Hindus will hardly intermarry or have any social intercourse with outsiders. If Hindus migrate to other regions on earth, Indian caste would become a world problem. Theoretically, it has defied a great many scholars who have taken upon themselves as a labor of love to dig into its origin. Such being the case, I cannot treat the problem in its entirety. Time, space, and acumen, I am afraid, would all fail me if I attempted to otherwise than limit myself to a phrase of it, namely the genesis, mechanism and spread of the caste system. I will strictly observe this rule and will dwell on extraneous matters only when it is necessary to clarify or support a point in my thesis. To proceed with the subject, according to well-known ethnologists, the population of India is a mixture of Aryans, Dravidians, Mongolians and Scythians. All these stocks of people came into India from various directions. and with various cultures centuries ago when they were in a tribal state. They all in turn elbowed their entry into the country by fighting with their predecessors, and after a stomach full of it settled down as peaceful neighbors. Through constant contact and mutual intercourse, they evolved a common culture that superseded their distinctive cultures. It